Oh, you thought just because we had Monday and Tuesday off for the 4th of July holiday, you weren't going to get a Tech Newsday this week? Well, sorry, kid. Here's your content.
We're too generous, damn it.
Yeah, take it.
Yeah, well, I don't think anyone could hold it against you if you'd made the very simple mistake of completely forgetting that Tidal, the future of music streaming services, even still existed.
Does it, though?
At this point, the crown clearly goes to Spotify, with Apple Music and Pandora bringing up the rear. From its tone-deaf launch to its lack of exclusive releases, there was nothing really there with Tidal to pull people away from services that they were already used to using.
Well, there was Beyonce. Nah, there really wasn't anything.
Yeah.
So anyway, Tidal, it just kind of sat there on the back burner of mainstream consciousness as yet another option in the wide array of music streaming apps, all trying to claw their way into some kind of market share against the other behemoths. And the numbers don't lie. As of last year, Tidal claimed to have 3 million subscribers, but thanks to an article from The Verge by way of a Norwegian newspaper, they discovered that according to Tidal's monthly report to music labels, it actually had 1.2 million activated accounts and 850,000 subscribers, which is insanely low for a streaming service that holds exclusive content from some of the biggest artists, even though those exclusives happen only a few times a year.
I mean, yeah, if it was a small startup, the numbers aren't bad, but when you're competing against the big boys, you gotta put on your big boy pants. One of those few exclusive times, it just happened to be last week when Jay-Z released his new album, 444, exclusively to the Tidal platform. Oh, and to Sprint customers as well.
That'll come back.
Honestly, we'd be hard-pressed to find a better partnership in the tech industry than Tidal and Sprint.
They're both everyone's third choice.
Yeah, it goes together so well. They're literally could be considered bottom-of-the-barrel companies that are just always desperately searching for customers. It's kind of beautiful. I love Sprint's marketing strategy is great. You know, everyone's kind of the same these days. If you want a new phone, we'll give you one.
Yeah, we hired the guy that used to work for Verizon. He's our guy now.
He was our third choice.
Hey, remember him?
Yeah. Next, they're going to have Flo from Geico on there as well. Anyways, his album, it was released, and it was probably great news for all those hardcore subscribers who finally got something they were waiting for while being able to walk around with a chip on their shoulder because they had something that no one else had. If you don't count the people who found it through other more nefarious means.
No.
I have the new Jay-Z.
No.
It would be like, to me.
The cyber police are gonna get you.
To me, it would be like, hey, I got that new Jay-Z album. Wait, you paid Tidal money? For months? It's a weird kind of thing, I guess.
Just had my Tidal membership just on auto-renew.
Like, I kind of forgot about
Jay-Z album's coming any day now. It's all gonna be worth this $150 I spent.
Turns out I spent $150 this year, and I got a new Jay-Z album 2 days before anyone else could.
Worth it.
Yeah.
But yeah, this could all be great for Tidal because they would no doubt see a huge influx of new subscribers eager to hear the new Jay-Z album.
Yeah.
Yeah, even if they don't stick around after the first month of their subscription, at least it would be a nice little boost to the streaming service. It could help them improve or better market their product.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. Tidal, in its infinite wisdom, decided that only their most loyal fans should be able to hear 444, so they restricted access to it unless you had been a paying Tidal subscriber already leading up to June 26th. So you couldn't just sign up for Tidal, be like, oh, I'll pay the monthly fee.
Here, take my money.
Take my money, and in exchange, I'll get the Tidal service, including Jay-Z's 444. They're like, nah, you're not a real fan. If you were a real fan, you would have been just waiting around for Jay-Z's album all year.
It wasn't even just that. It was that people signed up and got Tidal, and they had access to Tidal, but not that album.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Yeah, it left a ton
Normies,
of people.
get out.
Yeah. Tons of people were eager to fork over some cash to hear the album by literally signing up for the service. With nothing to do, they could do nothing after that except complain about it on the internet, which is kind of the opposite that you would want to have happen if you were trying to promote a company or any service. There was a
This
great
album's
tweet
got
from
some baggage.
Yeah, there was a great tweet from Mark Ronson who was like, "Cool, new Jay-Z album," and he even put like later on that he'd bought every Jay-Z album the day it came out, and so he signed up for Tidal the day it came out, and he's like, "I can't fucking listen to it. It's ridiculous." Now, eventually, the restriction was lifted so that new users to Tidal could hear it as well. And guys, guess what? It's apparently doing just fine despite its limited accessibility because it was announced earlier this week that, surprise, Jay-Z's album has already gone platinum. Take that, stupid jerks over at Spotify and Apple Music, and the just regular internet who listens to stuff probably on YouTube.
He went platinum selling rhymes. He went platinum one time.
No, he's been platinum plenty of
Yeah,
times.
a few times.
In fact, here's another story about it.
How did this happen, you say? How do you go platinum this fast?
On like 4 days of streaming on Tidal.
On Tidal. Well, it's okay. We know that Jay-Z is insanely popular, but going platinum in 1 week is crazy in these modern times. Luckily, though, in their tally, the Recording Industry Association of America, or RIAA, they recently started counting album streams towards the ability to achieve gold and platinum records. Currently, they equate 1,500 track streams to one album sale. So that just means that people stream tracks from the new Jay-Z album 1.5 billion times?
Oh, wow.
That's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it was 4th of July weekend.
Wow. Or, it could also mean that Sprint bought up a fuck ton of the albums at a discount and gave them away for free. Yes, that actually looks like it's probably the case, because after it was released to all Tidal subscribers, it was then released for free to anyone who went to a custom link and entered the code SPRINT along with their email address. You could assume that Tidal, a company who has a partnership with Sprint, would probably let some albums go at a discount, right? We have no idea. Their business practices are unorthodox, to say the least, so who knows? We're just saying that it could be possible, in the vast stretches of the imagination, that alongside some very legitimate plays of those tracks, a company at some point might have just bought a platinum record, maybe with the $75 million that Sprint provided to Tidal for the partnership.
Could be.
We're just asking questions. We don't have any idea. This is just like, a fantasy world that isn't the reality we're currently living in.
It's just what could happen.
Yeah. I'm not saying the frogs are turning gay. I'm not saying there's child slaves on Mars. I'm just saying maybe Tidal bought their own tracks for pennies,
And then
so that they
gave
could
them away.
buy their own platinum record
Yeah,
for
okay.
some sort of weird dick measuring contest that no one under the age of 40 gives a shit about in 2017. That's just what I'm thinking here.
It's fine. You can ask questions like about the child slaves on Mars. It's like we wouldn't know for sure unless NASA said something.
Never been.
Yeah. I know. Actually, NASA did have to come out and say
They
there's
did.
no child slaves on Mars. Thanks, InfoWars. Hope you guys are all taking your male vitality pills. Although, listen, back to that whole conspiracy theory about Sprint maybe buying enough albums to make this go platinum. If you remember correctly, this is exactly what happened when Jay-Z released his last album, because back then, Samsung bought exactly 1 million copies of Magna Carta Holy Grail to give away to people who owned their phones, and in doing so, the album went platinum the day it was released. It actually changed RIAA rules because of this. Now, Billboard, on the other hand, takes an interesting stance on this because they don't count free giveaways on their charts, and they even confirmed this week that they would not be counting the Sprint-supported downloads towards their chart ranking. They said that they would, however, count, quote, any streams reported by Tidal to Nielsen Music for the album songs in the week ending in July 6th. So...
Yeah, as of this time of when we're talking in the past, the album, nor its singles, have appeared on the Billboard Hot 100 or the Billboard 200 charts. They're not there. The Despacito song, however, is fucking killing it, still. After God knows how many weeks. It just makes me want to...
Just dance.
Take a cruise like Tori.
Yeah, let's all go down to the Bahamas. Have a
Honduras.
good time, yeah.
But, okay, oddly enough, that wasn't the only Tidal news that popped up over the weekend, with probably the worst yet most strategically planned timing ever, because it was being reported on Sunday that one of the biggest artists attached to the service, Kanye West, might actually be leaving it behind because of a dispute over money. Also, him and Jay-Z reportedly not getting along.
Well, Jay-Z did have lyrics on the album that you can all go listen to now by using the link provided by Sprint with the code SPRINT, where he kind of talks shit about Kanye. So you could see why there might be some bad blood. Hashtag Taylor Swift. Anyways, according to TMZ, yeah, we're sorry, but historically, they're pretty accurate when it comes to entertainment bullshit like this. They said that they were told that, quote, Kanye has complained the company owes him money, more than $3 million. And their sources also say, quote, a month ago, Kanye's lawyer sent a letter to Tidal saying the company was in breach and the contract was terminated. Over the next 2 weeks, lawyers for both sides tried to resolve the conflict, but failed. And that, quote, 2 weeks ago, Kanye's lawyer fired off a second letter declaring again the contract was over.
Watch the throne melt.
Yeah.
So that's Tidal right now, guys.
Have fun with that.
Proving once again that aside from a couple album exclusives here and there, they've at least continued to provide us with entertainment and content in the form of ridiculous news since their inception.
Ching! Let's all have some champagne and wait for this to blow over.
But speaking of music, or music-related news at least, we know that it's not exactly tech, but we wanted to update everyone on that whole Fyre Festival fiasco and tell you that the guy behind it, Little Billy McFarland, has been arrested and charged with wire fraud, which is electronic.
Yeah,
And
technically
therefore
it's tech.
technological.
Yeah, no news about Ja Rule yet, but we'll see how it turns out for him. But anyways, back to Little Billy McFarland. The United States Attorney for the Southern District of New York, June Kim, said the following about that charge. Quote, McFarland allegedly presented fake documents to induce investors to put over $1 million into his company and the fiasco called the Fyre Festival.
Damn, the judge even called it a fiasco.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. They also said that, like, he was inflating numbers all over the place, including the fact that apparently he had only invested like $1,500 into the company himself, and that he had.
Well, he's a deal maker. He's not the investor.
He made that they were making millions, and it turned out they went back and looked at documents, and that he'd only made like $54,000 in the company last year.
Yeah, it sounds like he was going around to potential investors being like, all these other people have invested, but then he was going over to those other people and being like, all these other people have invested, but no one had actually invested.
Yeah.
It's a great strategy.
Until you get
Doesn't
caught.
always pay off.
Until you get caught.
Fake it till you make it.
Yeah, but we just had to squeeze that in somewhere instead of just making a whole nother video. We do have some good tech news to report on today, so it's not all doom and gloom, but let's just have a little bit more because we got to get Phil Larigo in here. He's back from a long vacation, and he's gonna talk about a very weird method of rebranding.
Oh, good.
It's they're writing something new in the playbook. Let's see if it pays off.
Hey guys, hope your 4th of July was awesome. I'm tired today because of it, so this is gonna be short. Samsung Note fans, man, your day has come because on July 7th, you can get your possibly scarred from heat and chemical burns hands on the Galaxy Note 7, wait for it, Fan Edition.
Woo!
So Samsung took a fucking bath when it had to recall nearly 3 million Note 7s that they made because some of them were exploding. As of October 2016, they lost $5 billion on that big whoopsie. So on the phone, the body and pretty much everything else on the Fan Edition is identical to the OG Note 7, except for a couple notable tweaks. 2 new features are that Bixby, Samsung's personal AI assistant, is going to be included, okay? And they don't fucking explode. So I think
That's a good upgrade.
I think the second one's a little more excited. I heard
For all
mixed
you
things.
fans who wanted the Note 7 that didn't explode.
I hear mixed things about Bixby. I hear everyone loves the new doesn't explode feature.
Yes.
So I find the naming a little strange though. Is it for fans of the Samsung Note? Are there tiny little Wii fans inside of the thing? It turns out the battery inside is 3,200 milliamps, so it's smaller than the OG one that caused all those non-4th of July related fireworks. So Samsung's manufacturing 400,000 of these, but they're only gonna be available in South Korea with other markets to be decided later. I can't imagine these things coming to the States or Canada or most other countries, and if they do, they're gonna have to be cheap. Look, I get that a lot of people have an affinity for the Note. It's a big phone. It's not an iPhone if you hate those things and there's brand loyalty or whatever, but there's no fucking way I would buy one of these. I'm sure they did all the testing to make sure that they don't go boom anymore, but having the phone in your pocket and like, oh yeah, this thing used to, pretty much maybe explode. I'll pass. Also imagine being at the airport. They actually banned these things on flights. And they would check phones sometimes. Imagine if someone sees your phone and you're like, no, it's a Fan Edition. No, it doesn't explode. No, it doesn't have a tiny fan inside. That's a fucking bad game of who's on first. So I get that a small number of these things exploded and they became a punchline for dad jokes and fucking Jay Leno and all that bullshit. And this whole thing was way overblown. But if I was the one who's downstairs got mangled by a tiny computer in my pocket, I pay $800 for, and it went blowed up and my junk was all messed, yeah, I'd want them recalled. So, all right, that's all you get for this time. I'll be angrier next week and something. You guys want to talk about politics? Let's talk about politics next week. You guys seem to love that. Hit me in the comments below about what politicians you want to talk about.
Go get some rest.
I'm gonna go to sleep.
Wow. So Samsung fans, take out some life insurance.
Yeah.
Thanks, Phil. Now before we go, here's a little bit of good news. Volvo is doing away with internal combustion engines, and it's priming itself to follow in the footsteps of Tesla because they have announced that starting in 2019, they will only offer hybrid or full electric motors on every new model they launch. Those Swedes,
Yeah.
According to Bloomberg.com, the company will continue to produce full combustion versions of their vehicles until a major revamp occurs, which they predict will mean that by 2025, Volvo will make its last full gasoline or diesel car, making them the first major manufacturer to make that pledge.
That's good. That's nice.
Yeah. They're also they're going full in on the self-driving stuff.
Oh yeah, no, it's that stuff's happening way faster than I think all of us thought it would. So,
Yeah, they're Sweden, like a bunch of towns in Sweden are just basically Volvo testing grounds.
well, it's a lot easier there as well.
Yeah.
If you don't have as many roads and traffic problems.
All those cobblestones, though.
Yeah. Call me when they're ripping through the streets of Stockholm, and then that'll be a little bit better.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of electric cars, though, Tesla, they're saying that their first affordable car, the Tesla Model 3, which I'll
Is that
be
the one
honest,
you had to sign up for?
Yeah,
Like,
I'll be honest. I didn't think that they would be able to pull it off, but apparently they are. They're going to
Yeah,
start
wow.
production this week with the first deliveries going out July 28th.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a lot faster because they were like, hey, it might take 5 years.
Who knows? Now, it is a slow production to start, but the date that they're starting at, that's 2 weeks earlier than they had initially hoped for. So they said production, again, going to be a little slow. In August, they're going to be able to produce 100 Model 3s. So hope you're up on that list very early.
Model 3s for VIPs.
Yeah, but Elon Musk, he assures everyone that by December, they'll be able to crank out 20,000 Model 3s per month.
Wow.
So that's fucking nuts. And of course, the Model 3, it's going to retail for the comparatively low price.
Not bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of $35,000. And it's going to be released to those who signed up first and dropped that $1,000 on a down payment back when it was announced.
Joel Rubin.
Yeah, Joel Rubin probably getting
Oh
his.
wow, yeah.
All the Funhouse guys.
Yeah, they all put them.
I laughed and laughed.
And now look at 'em.
who's laughing?
Now they can put their groceries in their trunk and the front of their car.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah.
All that space.
And the doors, do they go like this? I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
They do.
They do. They go like that.
Whoosh.
Fuck. How much? I don't even. Well, I don't have a car to open the doors of anymore. But if I did, I'd be very jealous.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, you learned your lesson. with
That's
electric cars.
true. It wasn't the car's fault. It was
I
the
don't
house
know.
that burnt down.
I don't know.
Twas the house that
The
caused
only
the fire.
fire this neighborhood has had since we moved in here 2 years ago was involved your car.
Yeah, it's true.
The only electric car you've ever owned caught on fire.
It's the only car I've ever owned in the past 15 years.
Yeah.
What's that? What's that kind of evidence? The kind of evidence that's bullshit.
Garbage. Circumstantial
Yeah.
correlation, not causation.
yeah. Thanks for all that great evidence.
Okay, well, anyway, that's it for this week's Tech News Day. Hope you had a great 4th of July or a Canada Day. If you live in Australia, we hope you're enjoying your wonderful winter weather and the gift that is Clive Palmer.
Yeah.
Keeps on giving. Don't forget to follow our Twitch channel. That's right, guys. We have a Twitch channel. It's twitch.tv/etc_show. And also go to etcmerch.com to pick up a t-shirt or a mouse pad or
Yeah, you get
a
that mouse
mug,
pad. Yeah.
a mug.
You can also pre-order our brand new Tesla Model 4 there, the ETC branded Tesla. It's gonna be $10,000.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. It's just a tiny little model.
Yeah.
it's the actual model.
Not to scale.
Not to scale. But we do have two new episodes you should watch. We have a brand new podcast where we get America as fuck, and then a brand new episode of Tugs where you can smell ass now. Shibby fans smell ass because they can't physically eat it yet.
That's right.
Not until games they got to improve a little bit more. Close enough though.